Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Nidhi Taneja. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 28th of September. Pakistan stands isolated as 4 member countries boycott SAARC summit. Bangladesh's Awami League asks Pakistan to hand over killers of country's first president. And Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group warns of severe democracy deficit in Maldives. And now for all the details. The prospect of the 19th South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation or the SAARC summit seems to be dangling in air as 4 out of the 8 member countries have pulled out their participation, which has left Pakistan red-faced. The summit was due to be held in Islamabad in November.
In a major embarrassment to Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Bhutan have pulled out from the SAARC summit that was scheduled to be held in Islamabad in November 9 and 10.
Unable to participate.
India on late Tuesday had notified current SAARC chair country Nepal that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will not participate in the summit in Islamabad, citing growing cross-border terrorist attacks in the region as one of the reasons. New Delhi's decision comes in the wake of the attack in an army camp in India's northern Uri sector, in which 18 soldiers were martyred. India blames Pakistan-based terror outfit for the attack.
India has conveyed to the current SAARC chair Nepal that increasing cross-border terrorist attacks in the region and growing interference in the internal affairs of member states by one country have created an environment that is not conducive to the successful holding of the 19th SAARC summit in Islamabad in November 2016. India remains steadfast in its commitment to regional cooperation, connectivity and contacts, but believes that these can only go forward in an atmosphere free of terror.
Soon after India's announcement, other SAARC member states, Bhutan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh also pulled out of the summit. While Bhutan expressed that recent escalation of terrorism in the region compromises the environment for a successful meet, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani will not attend due to increased level of violence and fighting as a result of imposed terrorism on Afghanistan, sources stated. Bangladesh has blamed Pakistan for creating an unconducive situation for holding the SAARC summit at this stage. Dhaka also accused Islamabad of interfering in the judicial and internal matters of the country.
SAARC basically tries to promote regional cooperation, and we can promote cooperation when we are at peace with each other. And as you can see, Bangladesh has never harbored terrorists. My Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina took a very firm decision on this. And Pakistan has continued to interfere in affairs blatantly. I didn't see that interference from any other member countries.
The 19th SAARC meet is now expected to be either postponed or cancelled, as according to the protocol, the summit cannot take place even if one of the 8 members withdraws. The chair country, Nepal, is expected to take the decision.
Meanwhile, Pakistan has urged the World Bank to stop India's projects on the Neelam and Chenab rivers in a rejoinder to New Delhi's act of reviewing the Indus Waters Treaty. Analysts say Islamabad is nothing but acting as an alarmist.
A day after Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a meeting to review the Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan, Islamabad on Tuesday reacted by urging the World Bank to stop India's projects on the Neelam and Chenab rivers. Under the Indus Waters Treaty, India gives 80% of water from the western rivers to Pakistan. Analysts say Pakistan's retort does not have any essence.
You can't just go off to the World Bank and try and leapfrog over the structures as they have been established under the treaty itself. So if Pakistan has concerns about Neelam and Chenab, well, under the treaty, they have every right to raise them. But to think that they can, that the processes can be now short-circuited or bypassed by going straight to the World Bank, but I don't really know what the intention is. I imagine that it is a kind of gesture rather than something that has a real substance to it.
Tensions between India and Pakistan have escalated following the recent Uri terror attack in northern India, which New Delhi blames was carried out by Pakistan-based terror outfit. Since then, India has been considering options in response to Pakistan for the attack.
Moving on, members of the Awami League party staged a demonstration in London demanding the return of alleged killers of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of Bangladesh. The protesters demanded Pakistan to hand over the accused for a fair trial in Bangladesh. Rahman was credited as the primary figure in Bangladesh's liberation movement. His daughter Sheikh Hasina is the current Prime Minister.
আমরা আজ পাকিস্তান এমবেসির সামনে মানববন্ধন করতেছি। বঙ্গবন্ধুর উনি যারা পাকিস্তানে অবস্থান করছে, আমরা চাই অবিলম্বে পাকিস্তান সরকার তাদেরকে বাংলাদেশে রিটার্ন পাঠিয়ে দেবে এবং বঙ্গবন্ধু হত্যাকারী যারা তাদের বিচার আমরা অবিলম্বে দেখতে চাই। এটাই আমাদের আজকের এই দাবি।
News from Sri Lanka. The Committee to Protect Journalists, a New York-based international press freedom organization, has welcomed Sri Lanka's move to reopen the 2009 murder case of a journalist.
The body of Sri Lankan journalist Lasantha Wickrematunge, who was killed in January 2009, was exhumed on Tuesday after police recently reopened investigation into his death. This comes as the Sri Lankan police have sped up a number of investigations into murders and assaults on activists and journalists committed during the previous regime led by Mahinda Rajapaksa. The former president has frequently been accused of suppressing independent critical voices during his tenure.
ලසන්ත මහතාව සල්ලි කර්මයට භාජනය කරපු මොහන් සිල්වා දොස්තර මොහන් සිල්ලාගේ වාර්තාවත් පෝස්ට්මෝර්ටම් වාර්තාව පශ්චාත් මරණ පරීක්ෂණ වාර්තාවත් රස පරීක්ෂකවරයාගේ වාර්තාවත් පරස්පරභාවයන් දක්වනවා. ඒ පරස්පරභාවයන් දක්වන නිසා තමයි අපරාධ පරීක්ෂණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව විසින් කරන ලද ඉල්ලීමක් අනුව මෙය වෙඩි තැබීමකින් වෙච්ච මරණයක්ද නැත්නම් වෙනම ආනයනය කර විශේෂ ආයුධයකින් ඇන ඝාතනය කරන ලද අවස්ථාවක්ද යන්න ඒ ආයුධය හඳුනා ගැනීමත් අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා.
Wickrematunge, who was an editor of a newspaper, used to criticize the government for killing its own citizens during the over 25-year-long civil war with Tamil rebels. He was killed by gunmen on a motorcycle in 2009 on his way to work. Few days before his death, he had written an article on how he would be labelled a traitor and killed.
Moving on to news from Maldives. The Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group has warned of severe democracy deficit in Maldives. The international body on its report said the curtailment of fundamental freedoms of expression and assembly has created an environment of fear and intimidation. It said that if it continues on this path of coercion of opposition and intimidation, there could be international consequences. In recent times, the Maldivian administration, led by President Abdullah Yameen, has drawn internal criticism for suppressing the voices of the opposition, journalists and political activists. Jammu and Kashmir in northern India is dotted with numerous Sufi shrines which are held in high esteem by people belonging to all faiths and communities. These sacred places are a symbol of human unity and brotherhood.
India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province is home to numerous Sufi shrines. Cutting across religious line, hundreds of people flock to the shrine of a Sufi saint in the province daily to seek his blessing for healing. People believe that offering prayers to Sufi saint Nanga Baji Sahib in Rajouri district and having meal at the shrine can cure their loved ones of deadly diseases. Devotees arrive at the shrine early morning, where the saint obliges them by listening to their grievances and providing herbs.
हर मज़हब के लोग आते हैं, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख जो भी है, सब एक ही जगह बैठ के खाना खाते हैं। और एक इन दरबार की एक बहुत बड़ी करामत है कि कोई लोग ऐसे हैं कि जितनी भी किसी को बीमारी हो वो खाना खाने से शफा हो जाता है।
India has a long tradition of Sufism, a form of worship that emphasizes a personal relationship with God. Sufi shrines reflect the culture, social fabric and rich tradition of spirituality in the province.
Designers in Western India showcased a collection of ethnic dresses worn in the traditional dance performed during the Festival of 9 Nights. Bright tones with intricate embroidery were the highlight of the event. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. Pakistan stands isolated as 4 member countries boycott SAARC summit. Bangladesh's Awami League asks Pakistan to hand over killers of country's first president. And Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group warns of severe democracy deficit in Maldives. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.